Hi everyone, I'm Miguel Rivera, and this is Real Talk with Miguel Rivera. You're listening to Real Talk with Miguel Rivera, a podcast that inspires individuals to connect, build community, and pursue their passion. My name is Miguel Rivera, and I'm an educator, community advocate, and executive director of Dream Big Project. And I'm sitting down with passionate and inspiring individuals to talk about their stories, the lessons they've learned, and how they're making an impact. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans of all ages. I have a very special person in front of me here today. I have a friend of mine, Matthew Magaña, a man you may have heard of back in the day at Norwalk High School, a man whose passions extends to rock music, Dodger baseball, professional wrestling, and not to mention learning the importance of self-care and love. Matt, how you doing, brother, man?
Fantastic, man. Thank you for having me on here.
Appreciate you being on the podcast. I feel like we have tons to talk about. Where do we start?
I don't even know where to begin myself. I really don't.
Man, well, let's start. How about this? I see these heavyweight titles. They actually belong to me. You come to return them to me, right?
Yeah, I shine them up for you.
Shine them up real nice. These are actually really cool. I know you have a few of these.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. I feel like I've been wanting to get some of these myself. Never did get one. Where did you get them at?
I got them at eBay.
eBay?
Yeah.
And you have a few of them, right? How many do you have?
6.
6 titles?
Yeah.
Okay. And I love the Austin 316 shirt, by the way, man.
Oh, well, he's your favorite of all time.
Gotta open up a can of whoop ass, right?
Eventually, And
speaking of wrestling, though, when did you start watching wrestling?
From my earliest memories, I want to say literally around January, February of 2000.
Because when we met, we were both already watching wrestling.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the time, because I'm trying to think of when that era. What was the era with Stone Cold, The Rock?
The Attitude Era.
Attitude Era. So when did that start? I feel like that's kind of the main period. Or actually, no, I'm lying, because I remember prior to the Attitude Era was what?
So prior to Attitude Era was the New Generation Era.
Okay.
It was weird, different time for WWF at the time. Attitude Era, people try to pinpoint one exact moment. They're like a few. It could be when, after Bret Hart and Stone Cold had their infamous match at WrestleMania 13. It could have been November 97 with the Montreal Screwjob. Or it could have been in March of 98 when Austin won his first title at WrestleMania.
Was that the heavyweight title?
Yeah, the WWF title.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the way I see it, it was in full-blown Attitude Era mode, the company, once Stone Cold won the WWF title. Yeah, after that, you even hear JR commentating the Awesome Era.
JR's commentary, man. Him and Lawler were like a 1-2. They were one of the best commentators.
Great duo, yeah, definitely.
Great duo. And then I remember with, not to get off track, but Michael Cole and who was the other one?
So he had
Taz, I think.
Yeah, Taz became a mainstay after Taz, stopped wrestling. So I want to say somewhere I guess you'd say when the company did the brand split, so Raw and SmackDown were their own separate shows.
Oh, that's right.
They didn't intertwine anymore. It's just Raw and SmackDown. On Raw, JR and Jerry Lawler stayed commentating there.
On Raw.
On SmackDown, you had Michael Cole and Taz, which is, I didn't have cable TV growing up, so I would always watch SmackDown. So I'd be used to, hearing them two all the time.
Man, I remember when they first split, and it was actually a different thing. Remember, it was always one show, right?
Yeah, well, they had Raw and SmackDown, and the superstars, they appeared on both shows, But the reason they did the brand split was because back in 2001, Vince McMahon bought WCW and eventually ECW. So they had a lot of wrestlers,
Got it.
A lot of wrestlers. So they just wanted to split them up into 2 different brands, Raw and SmackDown. And a way to give other superstars, or wrestlers, time to shine. The talent that was below the main event to give them a chance to.
looking back now, that was a really good move.
Yeah, it really
by
was.
Vince, right? I feel like he's always, just from what I have heard about him and read about him, he's always, investor, right? Billionaire, always looking for own the XFL, but I think they went bankrupt like twice, right? So he's a businessman, right? Super wealthy family and whatnot. So I remember him playing that role in wrestling as the villain and not being liked very much.
He played it great as a villain.
He did play it great. And then when I don't remember the exact time he came out as a wrestler, but when I seen him, how he'd walk down with this song. What was this? He had
no chance.
Oh my God.
No chance in hell.
He was wearing a tank top with gym gloves on, walking down like he's all yoked out.
He was ripped.
I couldn't believe it, but he was ripped. And he would actually go in there laying people out.
Yeah.
It was funny seeing that. It was really funny seeing that.
Yeah.
Going back to Stone Cold, though, he's my favorite wrestler, by the way. How about you?
Mine is The Rock.
The Rock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why The Rock?
Because he's the first person that I saw when I started watching wrestling on SmackDown.
Oh, got it.
He was cutting. You know what? Don't have a good memory, but I wish I could remember who he was cutting a promo on. Classic Rock promo, talking trash, calling him jabroni. He just sticks something up their candy ass.
He's the greatest at just talking trash.
Yeah,
and a great wrestler too.
Yeah, he
had it all, really.
Like The Rock, like people think about The Rock, and he did have good matches. A lot of wrestlers, not. I mean, like
his over exaggerations were great.
Yeah, that's what he would do. The thing about his matches, like he would oversell even a punch. He would oversell it.
Right.
The Stone Cold Stunner.
When he gets stunned,
that's
the
best one.
5 flips. Yeah.
Exactly. What I came to find out is that The Rock would oversell the Stunner for cases of beer from Austin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Like later on, he would give him cases of beer for that?
Yeah, like after the show, because they're good friends in real life.
Right, yeah,
like even during that time, there's good friends. So,
right.
I mean, it's just as an inside joke between them at the time. Austin would buy The Rock cases of beer if he would oversell his stunners, and he did. And I mean,
every time he got paid for it with the case of beer.
Every time,
because he sold every single one.
Yep, he did.
From what I remember.
But the thing about The Rock, I like him so much is his charisma. Is very charismatic. I mean, just the way how when he's cutting a promo, it's like he has the audience in the palm of his hands. Like he could be cutting a promo. He could be like, "You jabroni, shut your mouth. Listen, they are chanting his name." Then you hear the crowd, Rocky, Rocky, Rocky.
You look up to.
Exactly.
Like if you're just listening to everybody chant his name.
Exactly.
I love that about The Rock.
Hilarious. Yeah, he was very entertaining. Still is to this day. Whenever, obviously he's a lot busier now, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh man, just a movie star, right?
Definitely, yeah. I don't think he'll be coming back to wrestling anytime soon. Especially with that Hollywood schedule.
He did. He was for a short period of time doing like special events, right? WrestleMania, I think one time. That's when he would usually come back.
Yeah, he did 2 WrestleManias.
I think against
John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, it's who would ever thought, right? Because John Cena, he's in his own right, and I'm not taking anything away from him. I mean, he's not in my top 10, John Cena.
Speaking of top 10.
Oh, okay.
Or go ahead, finish your thought. I don't want to interrupt.
But but John Cena in his own right, he is a huge star. He's recognizable too.
Is he still wrestling right now?
He's not retired, but he's also in Hollywood. Just like The Rock.
So he's making that transition too.
Yeah.
He's been made that already, but he's probably going to do it more so now.
Yeah. I mean, it's like...
Stone Cold had a little Hollywood scene too, from what I remember.
He did
what did he do?
I think The Condemned.
The Condemned, that's right.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen it yet.
You didn't?
But I know it's like
I remember I was looking forward to it when it first came out.
It looks cool, like from the trailer.
It's not bad. I mean, I wouldn't say it's great or anything, but
it's an action film, right?
It's a good action film to watch.
Yeah. I mean, you see him kick ass. Maybe some people die. Buildings get blown up. Cars get blown up. It's an action-packed film, Mm-hmm. But I don't. Maybe I'll give it a give it a shot.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Especially big wrestling fan. I think it's decent for Austin's first. I think it's his first film. I'm not sure though.
I want to say so too, if I'm not mistaken. Came out like back in 2007, I think.
I might have to rewatch it myself. I feel like it's been forever.
Yeah, I mean, I have to give it a watch myself so I could check it out, see how Austin is.
I know, right? He also did The Longest Yard. I can't even believe that.
Really?
That didn't even come to mind. The football movie.
I don't know. I thought that was Goldberg.
The remake. Goldberg was also in it.
Oh, they're both in it.
Yeah, they're both in it.
Dude, did I remember that one?
Yeah, Austin he played a great role in that one for sure.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of Austin, earlier you were talking about him winning the title for the first time. He also won the Intercontinental Championship, right?
Yeah.
Which is what you have here. You brought the IC title and the heavyweight title, right?
Yeah.
The originals.
Yeah.
And these are no longer being used with WWE, obviously.
Yeah, no, like the championships look completely different from what we have, what you have in front of you.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, it's because these designs on these championship belts, I feel like they actually took their time to design it. Look nice. Too. Nowadays, I mean,
can I use one of these for my graduation?
Yeah,
just
sure. Go
strap
for
it around. Just that. Can you imagine that? Yeah, I'm gonna take this one.
Yeah, cool. This is your favorite one, I assume too.
Right. Well, the Smoking Skull one.
Oh yeah, that would. You know, I need to get myself a Smoking Skull belt.
I feel like that's the best one, bro. As an Austin fan, probably being biased, right?
Yeah.
But it looks cool.
It does.
It looks really cool.
It does.
The hardcore belt looks really cool too. So does the actual one look like that? The hardcore belt?
Yeah, and you know, there's been like some speculation that the hardcore belt is the Winged Eagle WF title belt.
Right.
It's just like smashed to bits and taped up together because the hardcore belt looks like crap. I mean, you look at it looks like crap.
That's why I asked, like, is that really?
I haven't.
Can you purchase it like that? I don't think so.
I haven't even looked for it yet.
It looks pretty beat up. Yeah.
It does. But yeah, no, this one, I mean, Smoking Skull belt definitely goes with Austin for the Attitude Era. But like this one, the Attitude Era Winged Eagle, it's my favorite.
One, yeah, everybody had. When you see this, you're just like, what? It brings back a lot of memories and matches, right?
Definitely.
So two things that I wanted to bring up before we move on to a different topic. The one is the WWF to WWE transition.
Okay.
And then the second one and last one before we move on would be top 10.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and start with the transition. That's where I really got lost and just stopped watching wrestling entirely. How about you?
Me, I was more wondering like, what the hell? Like, I was like, what happened to the F? You know, like
right.
Why did like what's
the logo changed? Yeah, like a little bit, right?
Like, why is it WWE? Like, what's going on? Because it happened after I want to say, I think in May of 2002.
And it happened kind of just randomly, like on its own, right?
Yeah, like
without any announcement. I think at least I didn't remember that.
Yeah, no, it was a publicized TV. Like it's not like they made a storyline out of it, you know. From what I read and did my research on is that the World Wildlife Foundation, which is a foundation,
right.
I believe, if I'm mistaken, it cares for. I mean, you probably know more about it than I do. I just know that there's that foundation have to do with protecting, caring animals. I may be very vague on it.
Last time.
There's more on it probably. I do apologize for the listening, but their abbreviation is WWF. World Wrestling Federation, same thing. So
that's why they changed it?
Because the World Wildlife Foundation sued the WWF for that. Just for those three.
I wonder what took them so long.
That's true. I really wonder why.
Because they must have had it before the WWF. Otherwise, the WWF would have owned the I guess the rights to use WWF before them.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie to you though, because as like you get older, you do like certain things. I'm surprised that Vince McMahon didn't fight harder for it, just because I figure he's got the money for the lawyers, to save that for those three letters, WWF, it's synonymous with them. Not just that, that's his company,
Right.
But that's why they changed it to WWE. They settled with the World Wildlife Foundation. They told them, all right, like as I say, all right, fuck it, whatever. You keep those initials. We'll come with something else. And they did. It didn't take them very long.
That's probably him just being a businessman and thinking like, okay, what can we do now? Like,
Yeah.
seeing it as an opportunity
Yeah. Exactly.
rather than like, damn, we're, you know, and we're, you know, we got to do something, which they did. But I feel like even then, when they did make that pivot or that transition, a lot of things started to change.
They did.
Right? Like
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Like so many things within 1 year was just completely different.
That's true.
Including the wrestlers.
Yes, that's a big difference. The wrestlers, and also in terms of like some quality of the matches.
That too.
Yeah.
And I think that's what was very noticeable. And the, you know, as things started to change, wrestlers started to change, the quality of the matches, even like the entrances, you know, I feel like even the length, how it was presented on TV, because they were no longer doing the traditional entrances where you'd watch the whole thing, right? Didn't that also change?
Maybe like watch the whole thing like
Of the match. Like I'm talking about a person's introduction.
oh
Like their song, and you know how they walk all the way down to the ring?
Yeah.
So that changed, didn't it?
no, like the main talent, like, you know, for example, if somebody like Kurt Angle, for example,
Right.
yeah, they'll show his whole entrance. Maybe like what changed would be like perhaps like the stage for Raw and SmackDown,
Okay.
or the introduction plates that says their name. That will
right.
change, you know. But
I thought on TV they like cut it, like they changed it, like a commercial would come up during that.
Oh, yeah.
And then you couldn't even see the entrance because they cut it.
Oh, sometimes, yeah.
Does that make sense? Like
sometimes they choose the worst times to go
Okay.
take a commercial break.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they're technical people back there.
yeah.
It's like you should never cut an
I
entrance
know.
short. You know.
I was just thinking about like some of the changes I remember seeing that really threw me off. But yeah, the wrestlers changed, right?
That's when
There was 2 managers, SmackDown, Raw. I think that was also a part of
Yeah.
the transition. Eventually, I think that happened.
yeah, like they had both Raw and SmackDown had the general managers.
The general managers, yep.
But also you saw like some new stars debut, like John Cena debuted. Does it
Oh
too?
yeah, John Cena,
Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton.
Brock Lesnar was new. Oh, he was new, huh?
Yeah, he literally debuted the night after WrestleMania 18. And then Batista, he
I was gonna say that Batista. I think
he came out like he was part of like that class from developmental. They got called up to the main roster. You know, those 4, and like I mean, look at what those 4 superstars did in their career. They're accomplished. You know, like that breed was like, I mean, everybody knows John Cena, Brock Lesnar, you know, Batista, and Randy Orton. You know,
Right.
that's like a prestigious class right there that got called up to the main roster. You know, it's like getting called up from the minor leagues. It's like, say, imagine if Cody Bellinger, if Corey Seager,
Oh,
and Walker
man.
Buehler got called up all at the
On
same time.
Sheesh.
Exactly. So
I mean, they all are pretty young.
yeah, they are. Those players are young, and then but
So they all came like around the same time, which is great for us, right?
yeah. But oh yeah, the Dodger talk. We'll definitely get into that.
Oh
'cause-
yeah. So going into top 10.
Okay. Top
Let's
10.
start at the number. Let's start at the 10 spot.
At 10 spot. Okay. At a 10 spot, I'll put Chris Jericho.
Ooh,
Chris
really?
Jericho's number
Okay.
10. Yeah.
Oh, uh-huh.
And then number 9, and it's maybe kind of touchy for some people, but I'm speaking from a wrestling standpoint, Chris Benoit.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
9 and 10. I like that.
And then let's see,
That's a great 9 and 10, I think.
the 8, Jeff Hardy, because
Jeff Hardy's
Jeff
in your
Hardy's.
top 10?
I always loved the Hardy Boys
As an
a tag
individual,
team.
not tag team.
But no, as an individual, no, he was pretty
Okay.
successful. Like
Yeah, he was good.
he was really good matches.
I liked him better than Matt Hardy.
Yeah, I thought it was because like Jeff
I think it was just
Daredevil.
because he was more high flying,
definitely
right?
And then let's see. So where are we at? That's 8
That's 8,
for
10,
7.
9. Yeah.
7. It's always the closer you get to like 5, it's hard to rank them. 7.
Really? I feel like it. Yeah, you're right.
It's true because like I think it's easy. I mean, this is what makes it more difficult, which is better. Makes you think. 7. Definitely Kurt Angle. He's in there. Kurt Angle is 7.
At number 7. That's a good number 7.
And then let's see, for number 6, I would put in there. I'll put Eddie Guerrero.
Oh,
I love Eddie Guerrero, man.
Eddie Guerrero?
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero.
Latino Heat?
Latino.
Okay.
I lie, I cheat, I steal. I tell you,
The
man.
character. I loved Eddie Guerrero. R.I.P.
Even it's definitely R.I.P. Eddie Guerrero. So was that 6, right?
Yep.
And 5, Shawn Michaels.
Oh, HBK?
You gotta have the
Man,
greatest.
I liked his intro.
Oh.
Even though, it fit him and his character, and I thought it was pretty, spectacular. He put on a show. I thought it was a
Definitely.
good intro for
Hey,
sure.
they call him Mr. WrestleMania.
Yeah. Hey, really? Did that?
That's his
I don't
nickname,
even
Mr.
remember
WrestleMania. Heartbreak Kid, but Mr. WrestleMania.
Mr. WrestleMania.
It's like win or lose, he would put some of the best matches on that card
Right.
for
He would go
WrestleMania.
all out. That's true.
So now we're at number 4.
Number 4.
The Undertaker.
Ooh, yeah, you can't forget about Taker.
Loved Undertaker. Perhaps.
Man, I really like the old school Taker.
Yeah, like the Dead Man, right?
Yeah.
Like the Phenom. Yeah, he's definitely the greatest gimmick or greatest character in the history of wrestling, in my opinion.
And he recently retired.
Yeah, officially,
Right,
which is good
officially.
because he just turned 56.
Dang, how long was he in the industry for?
in the industry?
30 years?
Well, with WWF/WWE, 30 years. Yeah.
Damn.
And before that, he wrestled for a little bit in WCW in like the late 80s and some little territorial promotions in around Texas. He's from Texas.
Right.
But yeah, legendary career. Mad respects for the Undertaker.
Man,
Definitely.
legendary.
Number 3, and those who know me know this. Those who don't really know me, like wrestling, might get thrown off. Randy Orton is my number 3.
Randy Orton?
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
I love Randy Orton too.
Out of all the people you just named,
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton is in front of each of them.
Because
It's a big one.
it's a big one because there's many reasons. Like Randy Orton, he always stayed in WWE. He always stayed, and I've seen him evolve, not just as a performer, but watching a documentary about him, and just recently he came out on Stone Cold's Broken Skull Session podcast. He had Randy Orton on there. Yeah, so Randy Orton is more like a personal reason why I think so highly of him as well. Not just as a
okay.
wrestler, but as a
Right.
person that he is.
You know a lot about his background.
Yeah, I do.
Is he just super generous, or what is he involved in
Well, I mean,
outside of wrestling?
he's honestly a family man.
Yeah.
He really is. It's hard to believe he's 40 years old now. I never thought I'd see that kid.
Is he still wrestling right now?
He's still wrestling, yeah.
Oh, dang.
He'll be 41 on April 1st, April Fool's, his birthday. And but yeah, no, outside of wrestling, he's just like a family guy, He has a wife and 5 kids, but
Have you met him before?
I wish.
That'd have been
I
cool.
wish I could meet him.
So he's your number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, top 2.
Number 2 is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, Stone
He's
Cold.
your number 2?
Because look, I know with having the WWE Network, you can go back and watch old classic stuff, which I have. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I mean, that's what it's for, Yeah. To watch the stuff that I didn't see growing up, and I was still a little kid.
Yeah.
I've seen Austin stuff, and it's good. Don't get me wrong.
But King of the Ring.
Oh, that infamous Austin 316
Remember
promo.
that?
That's what my shirt says.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've seen his earlier stuff, and then obviously growing up when I got into wrestling. When I started watching wrestling, he was out with his neck injury, like in early 2000. So I didn't.
That's when he got power drived, I think, right?
No, when he got
What happened there?
at SummerSlam 1997, Owen Hart gave him a modified tombstone power driver.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
And then with a power driver, you as the person giving the move are supposed to protect your opponent.
Right.
Owen Hart, he literally he power drove, if I'm saying that correctly, Austin, right? And Austin's head legit hit the mat hard.
Oh my goodness.
And Austin was paralyzed for a few seconds.
In that move, he's pretty much directly upside down almost, right?
Yeah.
So he's going straight on top of his head.
Yes.
All the impact into his spine.
Yes, Owen Hart didn't. I mean, it was a botched move, And Owen Hart was known for a great performer and someone you could trust to be in the ring with. And unfortunately, yeah, he landed that tombstone, the modified tombstone, and Austin's head, the top of his head hit directly on the mat, left him paralyzed for a few seconds during that match, and then
Didn't he refuse to go on the into the ambulance and then he walk out, or did they take him?
Eventually, he had help walking.
Oh,
out.
he did. Okay.
Yeah, he was able to like stand up, but he was
on the
in a
mat
bad
for a
way.
while, from what I remember.
And he didn't get surgery right away. Is the thing. He kind of just took time off, and he eventually came back like 3 months later. Who knows if he would have got surgery then? I mean, right now he's mid-50s. I don't think he'd be wrestling, but like maybe he didn't have to retire in March of 2003. You know, but
he's in his 50s. Undertaker retired how old?
At 55. He just turned 56.
Dang.
Yeah.
Undertaker is a dog.
Undertaker, there's not a bad thing
Taker.
you can say about Undertaker.
The real GOAT.
Definitely.
Man, he went through phases too and changes.
Yeah, he was.
Right? Because he had a few different like characters, or at least like outfits that he would. Were they? Would you say those are just brand new characters?
No, like he remained the same. If anything, like Undertaker.
'cause he was still the same.
Going back to Undertaker real quick, like for the longest time, for the first, I want to say, first 10 years of his career, he was like that phenom, the Dead Man, the Walking Undead. The look, yeah, he changed. Like he started getting more and more tattoos. He wore different colored gloves. He wore a tie during his matches. He kind of shedded that. But then the most drastic change was when he became the American Badass, the Biker Taker.
Yeah,
you know,
I remember that.
From
Keep
May
rolling, right?
Yeah,
that was his song.
Yeah, and but eventually,
who did his song? What was it?
Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit. There you go.
Yeah, but eventually Undertaker, he had the American Badass gimmick for like 3.5 years. When he came back at WrestleMania 20, which was back in March of 2004, he came back with the Deadman gimmick and the classic, his music, you know, with the gong.
Oh,
and
right.
With the organ playing in the background, classic Taker
And
music.
Paul Bear walking out.
Yes, yeah, he came back with Paul Bear and the urn again. But yeah,
Paul Bear is legendary.
he really is.
Didn't he recently pass?
He passed away.
Or was that a couple years?
8 years ago.
Oh, dang, that was a while.
Yeah.
Man.
But definitely, of course, number one, The Rock.
The Rock?
Number one. Yeah.
You got to flip that. Stone Cold, number one.
I'll tell you what, though. They do have great matches, great chemistry together. No doubt about it.
Some of the best, right?
Yes, some of the best. Yeah, like...
I remember, I forgot what. Maybe you can identify, or at least let people know which match this was, but Stone Cold stuns The Rock 3 times. Or how did it go? And he kicks out every single time?
So that was...
Or they go back and forth or something like that, right?
Yeah. So the first one that comes to mind is the best match they had between both of them. At WrestleMania 17, the main event, no disqualification for the WWF Championship.
No DQ, man.
What's funny is that the match, the stipulation, the no DQ, got changed like at the last minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you watch the hype
Right before
package.
the bell ring.
Yeah, and you hear Howard Finkel, ladies and gentlemen, this match will be contested under no disqualification.
Oh, everybody gets hyped.
Of course, because anything goes.
Yeah, now it's like,
so it's not just gonna be a match. This is gonna be a fucking like a fucking fight.
Right.
Obviously a scripted fight, but
Yeah.
you know they're gonna make it look good, and they delivered. You know.
Yeah,
The only
heck
thing
yeah.
is, they did trade finishers and they did kick
They
out
did,
a few
right?
times.
I remember that.
Yeah, but I just, as a kid, I hated the ending of that match.
How did it end?
So Vince McMahon comes out and he helps out Stone Cold.
Gosh.
He has
I always hated that when someone come out and help.
But it's not just that, because it's like Vince and Austin are like the Dodgers and Giants, the Lakers and
That's
Celtics,
true, yeah.
freaking
That's a great
rivals
point.
to the death on screen for Austin and McMahon.
Right.
But and then Austin, he doesn't even beat The Rock with a stunner. He hits him with The Rock is lying on the mat. He hits The Rock with the steel chair like 13, 14, and 15 times, and he finally pins it 1, 2, 3.
Oh my goodness.
And then you hear JR saying, "Son of a bitch, I don't believe it." Austin
JR
has sold his soul to Satan himself. He's sharing a beer with McMahon.
That is identical to Jim Ross.
Yeah, no, I cannot replicate Jim Ross. He's the one and only, man.
He's legendary too.
Yeah.
So many legends like come out of that era though, right?
Yeah. And I mean that moment I just mentioned right there, that signals the end of the Attitude Era.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, moving on to the Dodgers.
Oh yes.
How are you feeling about this upcoming season? I'm hyped.
I feel
we're stacked.
I feel great. I mean,
As long as we stay healthy.
Yes.
I did hear about. I mean, spring ball is like spring ball. That's what it's for. Practice.
Preseason. You know?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, still good reps, right?
Yes.
So, but I've been hearing about Kershaw struggling, giving up certain runs, not looking good as far as his usual speed and whatnot. What have you been hearing about the Dodgers lately?
Well, I mean, they've been doing good. Corey Seager's been doing great. He went on a turbo one point. He had like 5 home runs in the span of 6 games. But you know what though? Okay, now you bring up Kershaw now. Sometimes they won't always tell you everything.
That's true.
Both you and I know since I believe since 2015, he started having back problems. You know, it would come and go, and I mean, hopefully that's not the case. But you know, he's not getting any younger. I believe he will be 33.
33.
Yes, this year, and I mean, I hate to say it, but you know, as a fan, everybody knows it. You know, our ace is Walker Buehler. But Kershaw's still number 2 though. Like that's which is not bad. Like, Kershaw,
right?
He's giving us his all, man. Like,
oh yeah, he really is.
The only thing that I wish, and of course he wishes too, is that when he was like, you know, at his best, where he was leading the MLB in ERA and strikeouts and wins, yeah, we could have won a championship during that time. You know, because those teams that we had, you know, I'm talking like from like 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, they were bad teams. But hopefully nothing serious. You know, sometimes, you know, as a pitcher or hitter, you're just off. You know, like hitters go on a slump.
You're just warming
you know?
up. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's spring training. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest with you. I'm still definitely very hyped up for this upcoming season.
Oh yeah, about a week away?
I think I think our team this year is better. You know, the addition of Trevor.
I'm really looking forward to David Price in the rotation.
Yes, yeah.
See how he does.
Let's not forget the addition of Trevor Bauer. The reigning second award winner.
Exactly.
So, you know, you realize
that's why I'm pretty hyped. Like, and the re-signings that we made. Some people are gone, but I'm okay with that.
Like Jock Peterson, Kike Hernandez.
I like Kike a lot too.
They're gone, but it's like, but you know what? Like Jock with the Cubs and Kike with the Red Sox, they're going to be starters there.
That's true. That's
you know, which is good for them because look, our outfield. Cody Bellinger, Mookie Betts, Chris Taylor, like those guys are set, you know.
And then we have Pollock backup.
Yeah, AJ. Last year he stayed healthy by some miracle.
Right.
AJ Pollock, and if he was out,
he's still on the team.
Yeah, I believe this is the last year of his contract. He'll be a good backup. You know, he's always been a good player, but it's just injuries always hinder him. And then our infield, you know, third base. We re-signed Justin Turner. Thank God. Yeah, I love Justin Turner. He's been our most consistent hitter.
Man, he's a beast.
He really is.
Defensive and offense.
Yes,
and his leadership.
And plus, he's like I guess you'd call a late bloomer.
Right, that's true.
When we got him,
because we got him from the Mets, and he wasn't. It was the Mets, right?
Yeah,
and he wasn't like at the top of his game yet.
Not really. No,
he was really starting to show and develop. You know, fully develop, and I think we kind of got him when he started balling out.
Yeah. And since 2004,
was he even a starter with the Mets, like full time? I don't even think so. Yeah,
I think David Wright was still on there. I don't think David Wright. Yeah, he had retired, and he wasn't a starter. But with us, I mean,
he's been our third baseman since we got him, right?
Exactly.
And we had Seager at short. Hopefully, he stays healthy.
Yes, so
MVP.
Yes, Seager is. I've loved Corey Seager.
Future Hall of Famer.
If he keeps it up.
Right.
I'm telling you, that kid, he literally carried the Dodgers in the LCS and the World Series, man.
Against the Braves?
Oh, my God, the Braves.
Remember that?
Yeah, the Braves. They are not a joke, man.
They are not a joke, bro.
Freddie Freeman, Ronald Acuna Jr.
That series, oh my God.
We were down 3.
I went to watch the game at the stadium. You know how they did the little drive-through or drive-in one?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. It was hyped.
Yeah.
I think it was game 1. Low scoring, 1-1, and the Braves kind of just took it, I think 4-1 or 4-2, something like that. But the Braves were the real deal. Like they really... Did we go to Game 7? Or was it Game 6?
Yeah.
Game 7, huh?
They went to Game 7. Yeah, we had to bounce back 3 games to 1. And I was about to start, like, you know what? You know, I wasn't even, at that point, wasn't mad. I was I didn't want to say bummed up. I was kind of like, I was quiet.
That's
I
a
was
good
quiet
way- that's a good
because
way
I
to
was
describe it.
because I was thinking, you know what? Please don't happen again. I
Like
was
really?
I was like, come on, man. It's like I've always told people, and I'll tell you this too. I don't want to be like Cubs fans because they went, I believe, 108 years without winning a World Series.
my goodness.
So now I was thinking, holy shit! Like imagine those people from 1908.
You were thinking about
Yeah, it's like what if like the kids from there, you know, who didn't get to see the Cubs, you know, win the World Series, cheering for the Cubs this whole time. No, they're dead, died. They were not alive to watch them win in 2016.
So you were thinking that might be the case.
30 years was already long enough, Mel. 31 years.
You were like, no.
I was like, please, no.
My life is already
I've always
never.
I've always said it. I hope it's not an exaggeration that if there's one thing I want to happen before I die is I want to see the Dodgers win a World Series at least one time, just
Man.
once. Like
You
I'm
got
not
to
being,
see the
I'm not
Lakers
being
and the
greedy.
Dodgers.
You know, I just want to see it one time.
Right.
So
Now we just need to see a parade. How about that?
We're still waiting for, and we're still waiting for a Laker parade too.
Yeah, right.
So
that's pretty cool. How the Dodgers and Lakers won the same year
yeah,
last year.
the last time it did was back in 1988.
That's wild, huh?
Yeah, but no, I'm definitely looking forward to this season, to our team. You know, I love my Dodgers, man. I love sport. I love baseball. It's my number one favorite sport. Then football, then basketball. But like the Dodgers, like I go to their games for the bobblehead nights.
Oh yeah, don't you have a bobblehead collection, right?
I have 70 bobbleheads.
Dude, that is a trip. I wish I had 70 bobbleheads.
Man, hey, you can buy them on eBay. And what can't you buy on eBay,
Probably,
right?
I had a few, but I actually sold them.
Oh, okay.
I should have never sold them, but
No, I don't ever want to sell mine. I want to
so
keep them.
do you have them in their boxes still, or do you have them all out?
I have them out to display on the shelf, you know.
You have
Like,
you have a shelf big enough to hold all of them?
for us 70 for now, yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
As the years go
which
by.
ones do you have?
Huh?
Which ones do you have?
So I have a like
You're gonna name all 70.
I mean, like, I have a couple duplicates of Kershaw and Seager and Cody Bellinger. I have some classic ones like Lasorda, Steve Garvey, Don Drysdale, Don Newcomb, Sandy Koufax, Fernando Valenzuela, Gil Hodges.
Gagne?
Gagne. No, I don't have a Gagne.
That'd be a good one, huh?
I should. Yeah, he was good for our time.
Man.
Although you kind of found out he used steroids.
He cheated.
So I was like,
Did I say that out loud? Sorry.
yeah, sorry. I kind of trailed off. Something I erased from my memory.
Something happened.
But no, yeah, dude. Like even my room is blue, like Dodger blue. I have a plaque of Kershaw. This is World Series 2020. Clayton Kershaw. He's in his pitcher pose.
Nice. Speaking of Kershaw, though, just going back to him, I feel like earlier, like in his prime, the Dodgers didn't do a very good job at backing him up, putting up runs. You know, compared to think about now, they were nowhere near putting up runs like they were then.
They really
now,
weren't.
you know, then.
You know why? It's because, I mean, we as fans and even we can analyze. Like, you and I can sit down and watch a game, analyze a Kershaw game
Right.
from years ago. We're talking like 6 years ago, you know.
Right.
And what I think, honestly, is that during that time, because it was Kershaw's prime, I felt like the hitters thought that they didn't have to score many runs to support Kershaw
true.
because he's Kershaw, you know, like he'll get us
He's
out
a
of a
beast
jam
right now.
or
Right.
but no, man,
true.
like it doesn't matter. You could have Clayton Kershaw. You could have Pedro Martinez out there. You could have I don't know. I could go on a whole list of some of the greatest pitchers of all time. Doesn't matter. Run support is huge. Even the best pitchers, you know, they can get hit on, meaning they'll give up runs.
That's true.
They might not all throw strikes. I mean, hey, Randy Johnson was great, but I mean,
Man, he was a beast.
but Mark McGwire hit. Well, that was before he found out. Damn it!
You're bringing up all.
The wrong example. Okay, I'll give you a better example. Greg Maddux is great, but Eric Karros, former Dodger, had good numbers against him. He could hit home runs off of him, stuff like that. That's a better example.
I see your point, though.
But you know what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
So always run support is always key.
That's
You
true.
know, insurance runs are great too, especially at the end of the game.
Favorite Dodger of all time for you?
Oh shoot, favorite Dodger of all time. Shit. From me watching itself, we're not like,
If you want, I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, no, I go from what I've seen personally.
Okay.
Clayton Kershaw.
Kershaw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Matt Kemp was my favorite player.
Ooh, he was
for the longest time too.
Mm-hmm.
But like, he wasn't a Dodger full time. I mean, it's not his fault. Business.
Yeah.
He got traded and whatnot.
And he was balling. He had some really good years.
No, he did. 2011 was his great year. Got robbed by Ryan Braun.
Robbed of the MVP.
Yeah, by Ryan Braun.
And didn't he take steroids that year?
Son of a bitch. Yes.
Terrible.
But Kershaw.
Kershaw.
He's the only one who I used to have Dodger jerseys, but I have one authentic one. Mm-hmm. It's a Kershaw one.
Nice.
With the red number 22 in the front.
The white or the gray?
White. The home one.
Home.
Yeah. So because he's definitely Hall of Fame worthy.
Yeah.
And if I ever meet Kershaw and I have
now
a
he has
jersey
a
on,
championship.
now he does.
Finally.
Yes.
God.
I'll get that jersey autographed and put like on display, like on a plaque or something. I'll
cool.
figure out a way to
You'll find his address on Google.
Oh shoot! I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I've done that, and I'm like, okay, I love him, but just to like see him like walk out of his house, like no, I'm not gonna go that far.
So before we move on, full game this season. Where do the Dodgers end? What's your prediction? Maybe go a little bit in detail with that.
Okay, so honestly, I see them winning the division again, winning over 100 games for sure.
Over 100, okay.
Yeah, over 100, and maybe
their record is
here.
what? Like one? They even broke the record, I think, right?
Like for their own franchise, yeah.
Okay.
Who knows if they could win more games this year? They have the potential because, like you
they
say,
do.
like this is the best team that we have, in our opinion. Now, I'll make a prediction for the future. May not happen like this coming season, but years to come. Walker Buehler, future Cy Young Award winner.
Oh, okay.
That kid
he's a beast.
He's phenomenal.
His mechanics he got him down.
Yeah. So I say Walker Buehler, future Cy Young Award winner.
His whole delivery is nice.
He has similar delivery to Max Scherzer.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I noticed that.
Yeah. Thinking about that now, yeah.
Yeah,
I see that.
Just like his wind up, his delivery, the velocity. Obviously, Max Scherzer, he's a little bit older, but he still throw pretty good heat. Max Scherzer, not taking anything away from him.
He's still balling right now.
He still is. As long as it's always a key. As long as your arm doesn't fall off.
Exactly right.
You're good.
No Tommy John.
Oh, Tommy John's
good.
That's the worst.
Oh, it's terrible. Do the Dodgers win the series this year?
I say they
the
go
best
back
team.
to back. Yeah, honestly.
Back to back.
It's not going to be easy, though. It's not going to be easy. I guarantee we will see the Braves again in the playoffs.
Maybe see a little bit more of the Padres. Well, we're going to see them in the series, obviously our rival, but
yeah.
But they added a few people, right?
They added Yu Darvish. They added Blake Snell.
And I think we were trying to get Yu Darvish this year again.
Actually,
no,
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
just Trevor Bauer. Because we got David
We
Price.
had Price back.
Yeah, because he took last year off because of COVID.
Right.
So our rotation looks like, this is how I would put it. Buehler, Kershaw, and I would put Bauer, Price, and you know what? I'll put Urias in there.
I like Urias,
Yeah.
man.
Give him a chance, like he did great in the bullpen.
I like Dustin May too.
Yeah, he's good too.
He's a beast.
He's a fireballer too.
Right. I would put them almost put Urias a little bit higher than May just because he has more experience.
Listen, always something special about lefties.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Whew. That breaking ball is just like filthy. And then he can go to 90, like from 70 to 90, just like that.
I'm hoping Kershaw is teaching Urias how to throw his filthy curveball. Kershaw has a great curveball,
and
too.
Urias started playing with us when he was 18, I think, or 19.
19,
like that.
yeah. Like 19 going to his 20th birthday. He was a kid.
Straight
young.
beast.
That's a dream right there.
Heck yeah. So the Dodgers, hopefully we get a repeat. That'd be nice, right? So let's talk about Lincoln Park. I know you're a big Lincoln Park fan.
Yeah.
So when did you start becoming a Lincoln Park fan? And are you still listening to them till this day, even though the band has changed and music? I'm not aware of their recent album. What's the last album they produced?
One More Light.
Okay.
That came out May 2017, so 4 years ago. And the reason they haven't been active is because Chester Bennington unfortunately passed away, the lead singer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's always a sad story. It's always sad when you think about it, especially like how he passed away, you know. But
And a lot of it, and in a lot of his music, I didn't make this connection till after, but in his music, you can hear his lyrics. He's, kind of talking about himself. It feels like, at least, right?
yeah, it's kind of like.
And is that true? Is that what he was basing his songs off of?
Yeah, a lot of them like personal experiences. You know, I mean, those are some of the best songs he could write about personal experience. It's only a matter of like
True.
putting into words and lyrics and with the flow. But I started becoming a fan officially, since 8th grade. Eighth grade around the fall of 2004.
Was that the year they collaborated with Jay-Z?
Actually, yeah, that was the same year.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I would hear music on K-Rock when K-Rock would actually play good rock music, and a lot of songs that I would listen to, that I actually liked a lot, would be Linkin Park songs. And then eventually my parents, I told them, oh, can you buy me a CD player? Because I didn't own one. They're like, okay, they got me one. Now, the first album that they bought me was Meteora, their second album. But this is going to be a little bit funny. It's like a flashback memory lane. The first album, Hybrid Theory, right?
Yep.
It wasn't bought for me by my parents. Anna Renteria burned a copy of it and gave it to me.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk about like a flashback down memory lane.
That is a super flashback.
Yeah. And because
burned you a copy.
Yeah, this is when it was 8th grade, but we
was way back in the day.
We liked each other. We became boyfriend girlfriend for a short amount of time.
Really? I don't remember.
Yeah, you helped me out, man.
I don't remember that.
You and Sean Duvall told me, dude, just ask her out. She'll say yes.
And that was in the 8th grade.
8th grade, yeah. And
and it happened.
And then she burnt me a copy of it, and then I'll listen to Hybrid Theory and Meteora back to back. Like no matter what I was doing. Just back to back, whether I put it on a stereo or my CD player. And yeah, I just fell in love with them, man. I fell in love with the music. The more I would listen to her music, the more I would let the lyrics sink into me.
Right.
And the
really
music, but it would hit more as I got older because 13 years,
right?
Yeah. Still a kid. I wasn't going through anything drastic and whatnot. Right. But just as the years went by, I was like, oh, that's what it talks about. I can relate to that, So I really hit
understanding more about it.
Yeah, definitely.
That makes sense. I mean, even to this day, I still listen to those albums. Some of my favorite tracks, come from those albums, and it's unfortunate that Chester, he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
Because he was such a great artist, and he had a family, right?
Yeah.
I think you mentioned before that you visited his home, or there was like a big gathering when everything happened.
Yeah, so he passed away, July 20th. I believe that was on a Thursday. So 2 days later, on a Saturday, I was able to, find out where he lived with his family. And I went there with my younger brother, Eric. We drove over there. I bought him a bouquet of white roses.
Man.
I printed out a picture of him, like a self-picture of him. I wrote a note saying, I love you, Chester. I will never, ever forget you.
Wow.
And I laid it down along with all the other bouquets and pictures and any kind of memorabilia that fans, worldwide, or I don't know if people went that far to see it, but
right.
any fans that went to his house and as a way to pay their respects, I went there.
Do you have a favorite song of his, or any particular song that we could maybe play in memory of him for a couple of seconds?
Oh, yeah. Numb. It's my favorite Linkin Park song.
Let me go ahead and pull that up really quick. All right. Pour one up for him. Yes, sir.
Let's see. Go.
Man, R.I.P. Chester.
Chester, a voice of a generation.
And it was recently his anniversary, right?
His birthday.
His birthday, okay.
Yeah. He would have been 45 on the 20th, March 20th, which was last Saturday.
A week ago, yeah.
Yeah. This is for Chester right here. Cheers to him.
Cheers.
Yeah, it would have been 45, and which is not old. I mean, like from an artist standpoint,
Right.
You know, you have people like Paul McCartney. He's close to
What is he like?
almost 80.
80? I was gonna say like, dang.
Yeah, but yeah, never too old to be an artist and create music.
Definitely not. I mean, you could become a musician at 40 if you wanted to.
Yeah. But definitely still listen to their stuff, you know, even though they're not active, you know, I still have, well, I mean, like, physically their albums, I still have them. Now you could download it, you know, on your phone, Apple Music or Spotify, you could download albums on their songs, but...
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, no, I will, believe me, I will never, ever, ever stop listening to Linkin Park, no matter what. You know, they'll always be my favorite band of all time, no matter what.
Heck yeah, they're to this day, those albums are gonna go down in history.
Yeah,
and already have as you know some of the greatest.
I mean, definitely like you know, they're also like one of the most recognizable bands like worldwide. Like,
That's true.
Like, cause you know, I mean,
And they've collaborated with a lot of artists,
Jay-Z,
great artists, right?
Jay-Z.
Outside of
I have that album too, Collision Course. That's a good album.
oh yeah, that's a good one.
On their album Reanimation, so they did some remixes from their album Hybrid 3, featuring a couple artists from different bands, like featuring Aaron Lewis from Stained, featuring oh damn, I forgot the name of the artist for the band Tool. Bad rock fan over here. But, you know, they collaborated with
I'm sure you're a better
album.
rock fan than I am, that's for sure.
Well, I'm pretty sure for a
I
fact.
appreciate rock music, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I mean, 'cause it's the genre I listen to
Right.
most. I mean,
That's your main genre that you okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, like,
so that's not my main. So you're obviously much.
yeah, just
more
like
knowledgeable on that
you
genre.
like rap and hip hop more than I do.
Right.
You know, I on my phone, you know, I do have a few rap hip hop songs. You know,
Speaking of just, as we're talking about this, I look this way and I see the title and I think about when I used to have the wrestling soundtracks.
Oh,
And I used to go to the wrestling arena events with my brothers.
yeah.
We would go in my older brother's Honda Accord, I think he had at the time, and we'd be bumping the soundtrack as we're entering the building. Bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I remember. Yeah, I remember. It just made me think about that. So we would enter Arrowhead Pond. It was called at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
It's now called
The Honda Center.
The Honda Center. It used to be called Arrowhead Pond. So we would drive there in my brother's Honda Accord. We went a few times. And every time we would go, we would pay for parking, you know, enter the parking structure or whatever. All right, y'all ready? Roll down the windows. Degeneration. You would drive through, bro. Everybody just be staring at us like, what the hell? And we'll just be going through every like parking lane or, you know, aisle, bumping just track. So
That is
Stone
badass.
Cold, DX, The Rock. It was hilarious, man. to
Triple
this
H.
day.
Triple H song "The Game" by Motorhead. That's a good one to bump.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, time to play the game.
That also reminds me, we used to, so staying on the same topic with wrestling and my brothers, we lived in an apartment and it had stairs.
Well, that's right. We live in Long Beach, right?
Right, when we lived in Long Beach.
Right, okay.
What we did was, at the top of the stairs was backstage, right? So if you're at the top stairs, if you're upstairs waiting to go downstairs, you're backstage waiting to be called for the music to play.
Yeah.
And so going downstairs at the living room, we took all the couches or sofas from the couch and threw it onto the ground and created a ring.
Oh, nice.
So there was 4 of us, and each of us had a theme song we would come out to.
Yeah.
So we'd go one by one, playing the soundtrack out loud, and with the music, with the lights would flicker them, depending if somebody was Kane or Undertaker.
Yeah.
Some people would be Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Go on the couch and each 4 turnbuckles.
Yeah.
Dude, so we would have our own little, matches, tag team, and memories. Those were some really good memories.
Yeah, that's a good chunk of memories right there. Can never
yeah.
beat those.
But yeah, I asked you a few questions. I asked you, what are you currently up to? And you replied with, at the moment you were serving 2 jobs at the Olive and Cheesecake Factory to help out your family at home. And then you added, unfortunately, it has caused you to miss out school in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk a little bit more about that, right? Because I know some things have changed.
Yeah, so I am no longer employed at the Olive Restaurant. I'm just working at Cheesecake Factory.
And I've seen you at the Olive or at Cheesecake before, but I've seen you at the Olive too, right? That's
No.
by the movie theater?
Yeah, it's by the Cinemark.
Okay.
Movie theater in Downey. I don't remember when I saw you. I saw you at the Walmart right there, the Downey Promenade.
Oh, got
it. was before the Super Bowl last year.
Oh, okay.
You were, just like me, doing some last minute
Oh,
shopping
that's right. I
for
remember.
snacks and drinks.
Right,
You know?
I remember that.
And then, I was wearing my uniform, and that's why I told you, work Olive. I was working at Cheesecake, which I still am. But yeah, I'm no longer employed at Olive anymore. Would you care to hear what happened?
Yeah, what did happen?
So, unfortunately, they, in the lightest of terms, they let me go.
Wow, like for what reason?
So, the last shift that I worked was last month, February 28th. It was a busy Sunday, a brunch shift, right? Mm-hmm. And super busy. I had the busiest shift I've had in quite some time, at least over there. And I was just not on my game. I was getting backed up. Like, if I was your server, you would be so disappointed in your experience there, because I wasn't doing my best.
Was something else on your mind or what?
No, I was just super busy.
Oh, okay.
And I just couldn't catch up with what I need to do. And
yeah. I'm all like, what was going on in your mind?
But
like, no,
in my mind, I was like, I need to fucking catch up. I need to, Not to mention for brunch, people want this bottom samosas, so they want their fruits.
Everybody wants that.
They want their mimosas filled up,
Right when you pour it, they drink it and want it again.
Yeah, some people do that. I've done it a couple of times, which is not the best thing to do, but I've done it. So at one point, my general manager was not managing as usual. The bar manager was there. I will omit her name, just
don't worry about that.
Yeah. She's coming back from one of my tables with a tray of glasses, and she tells me, Matthew, I need you to pre-bus your tables as you go. Pre-bus meaning like take off some plates and glasses, because we're busy, so clear up the table, get the next party set. And I told her, okay, I'll do it when I can. I'm just really busy, and I'm trying to catch up.
Right.
And instead of offering help herself or maybe having somebody else help me, she just tells me, I need you to do it now.
Wow, like that?
Yeah. And I said, okay. I didn't do it right away, but eventually I did. Not that long after. I'm not saying I did it half an hour later. No, just a few minutes after. I did what I had to do, and I went back to my section. I cleaned up a few glasses. The busboy, he was helping me out too,
Right.
So I took him back, and I went about my shift, still busy. I remember I cashed out with her because, I owed the restaurant some money for people to pay cash. Gave it to her, and she didn't tell me anything, right? And I thought, okay, I'm out of here. It was 2:20. I started work at Cheesecake Factory at 3 o'clock. I had to jet out of there and go to the next job.
Right.
Then I see that I don't get scheduled for the first week of March.
You're over here hustling too.
Yeah. And I didn't get scheduled again for the second week of March until I texted my GM asking him what's going on. Why am I not on the schedule? Did I do something wrong? He just says...
And this is after 2 weeks or...
After 2 weeks, yeah. He tells me, I'll call you tomorrow morning, Mattel. He would call me Mattel. Mm-hmm. And okay, so he calls me and he just tells me, it's time for you to move on.
Like that?
Like that.
Wait, he called you and said that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, he greeted me like, hey, Mattel, Good morning. How are you? What's going on? And did a little bitty babble with him. That's when I asked him, okay, so what's going on, man? Like, what's up? And that's what he tells me. Mattel, it's time for you to move on. And I was pretty disappointed. I kind of saw it coming, but,
Did he tell you why? What, did he tell you why?
Yeah, so I asked him, so there's something happened my last shift, which is the shift I just explained.
Right.
These events that happened at that busy brunch. He said, there was the incident where you were asked to clean up a table and you didn't do it right away.
What?
And
oh my!
So it turns out that the manager on duty that day told the owner later on that night, what happened, quote unquote. And I say with quote unquote because it made it seem like it was such a big incident. And
because I'm sure that happens from time to time.
Yeah,
all the time. If anything, on a busy day, I'm sure. Servers are human and make mistakes and people get backed up and...
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So in that case, was were you doing that for? Were you known for doing that or something?
No, I mean,
That's
like, I don't.
crazy.
I mean, I'm not saying toot my own horn, but I've been serving for a long time, and so I know what I'm doing. I'm not a fucking idiot,
Right.
And
So what you're saying is you're the greatest server
oh
of
yeah,
all
I'm the
time.
GOAT of serving industry,
I know
right?
You
I'm
serve
the
with your
WF
Austin
champion.
you serve with your Austin 316 shirt.
I
on.
should. It's like I'm sorry,
You should.
hoping
Yeah,
to kind of
you
whoop ass on
should.
people. But yeah, so she told the owner, because the owner always gets like an update or like, oh, how was it today? Was it busy? Blah blah blah. And I guess she just felt the need to tell him that she has to be clear at the table and I didn't do it right away. The owner just has had it out for me for the longest time. Man. He just did
man.
not like me.
One of those,
and
huh?
He just said, "Oh, that's it. Okay, tell Matt he no longer works here. Tell him to move on. Like,
Wow.
give him his last paycheck on this week, and that's it."
So that call that the GM had called you that day, that was it. That was to let you know. That's
That
it.
was the official telling me
Oh
that, like,
my goodness! And they didn't tell you. They didn't put you on the schedule, so they didn't have to pay you for those last 2 weeks.
yeah,
Is that kind of what that was about?
not just that. They didn't put me on a schedule, which meant I was already fired. But I didn't know I was officially fired until I got that phone call that like I needed to hear it.
In their head, they were like, "He's fired already."
Yeah,
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that, Matt.
it sucks. I was disappointed, but it's just how some people treat you like that. I mean, I did put up with the owner's bullshit for almost 5 years.
And that was like a new restaurant. So you were there from the beginning?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were one of the OGs, and they had to put you out like that?
Yeah,
Disrespectful.
just took me out to a pasture and put me down, dude.
Wow. Like just had to do it one and done.
Yeah, just like that.
Damn.
Over a phone call.
Or a phone call. Yeah. Like,
God damn.
that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, Matt. So, when I start hiring for positions, I'm gonna definitely reach out. I'm just kidding.
Sure, man. You're gonna open a dream big restaurant.
Yeah, there we go. Once dream big. Once we get our building and start hiring people, I'll reach out to you for sure.
All right, sounds good.
How's
man.
you mentioned your family though? How's your family doing?
Doing good. During this pandemic era, knock on wood, we've been good. Like, we have family
Thank
members
God.
outside of our immediate family that have gotten COVID, but they've recovered.
Good.
On my
good.
dad's side, unfortunately, a couple passed away from it.
Oh,
but
I'm sorry about that.
it's terrible. It's
That is terrible.
it's these. It's a whole different era we're living in, man. I'm pretty sure you or anybody would have never thought we'd be going through something like this.
Right, I
but-
couldn't believe it when it first hit. Was just like, is this really happening? Mm-hmm. Like, out of all the things that needed to happen for the entire world to shut down, it really happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
If anybody is hearing barking in the background, that's my man-child. he's just having a wrestling match with my other dog. So you hear it? They're going at it. They have their little hardcore matches.
There
from
you
time to
go.
time.
No holds barred.
No referee involved. Nobody.
It's just an
No
unsanctioned
DQ
fight.
on their own. They just do it. So yeah, I'm really sorry to hear about family passing and COVID.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was saying, it just kind of happened out of nowhere, and everything that needed to happen in order to shut down the world,
Yeah.
it really happened.
I mean, people's lives changed. Jobs were lost. Businesses failed. Families lost loved ones. It's very unfortunate. I'm fortunate and blessed that like my immediate family, my mother, my father, and my younger brother, that we didn't catch it. Because at the time even when we opened up for a bit, I was still working both jobs, exposed to people in the restaurant industry. My mom works at Northgate Market, the one in Norwalk grocery store. So
Oh,
there's
she
a lot of
does?
people there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. How long should be working there for?
Since November 2016, so like
Oh, cool.
4 years and 4 months.
Nice.
And my dad is a dispatcher for a trucking company, but I don't think there's a lot of people like in his own building where he works at. So like we've been fortunate, thank God.
Okay.
Got it. We
So your
maintain-
mom was working the entire time then?
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. At a grocery store. No, I mean you remember people were hoarding
I was gonna
toilet
say,
paper
yeah.
and canned foods and
She didn't experience any just unfortunate situations with just, I'm sure there was all kind of random people looking cleaning out the market.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like every market you
That's
would go
dangerous
to.
there too. I don't know how that was for her. What was that like for her? Did she ever comment on that?
My mom.
Yeah, like working at the grocery store during the
Oh,
pandemic.
she would teach us how people are stupid busy.
Oh my
They're like,
God.
you would think people are trampling over one another just to
Yeah.
get a pack of toilet paper or paper plates, but
That's outrageous, huh?
yeah, I mean, she works in the kitchen though, but works in the kitchen in Northgate, but still, like, you're walking into the store, you're leaving, you just see how many people swarm the area, but no, but like, we've been good, man.
That's
Everything's been
good.
good. Everything's been solid.
Happy to hear that, man. I also asked you, what do you think people underestimate about you the most? You said there are a few times where I've been underestimated to not stick up for myself.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit more about that?
Okay. One example I give is a past relationship that I had back when I was the ages of 19 to 21. The person I was with, and you know what, I can't put the whole blame on her. I know she had her own issues she was dealing with, her own personal issues, and me as boyfriend, try to be understanding, be there for her, but because sometimes people say the ones that are closest to you are the ones that you hurt the most. In that case, she would take out her frustrations or anger on me.
Oh, man.
And unfortunately, there was like instances where like alcohol was involved, where she would drink a little too much, and she would just like say some very mean and harsh things,
Oh,
like
man, I'm sorry about that, man.
That could degrade a person, not just a man,
Right,
but a person.
Right. In general, you're talking about, that's a human level, yeah.
And I would tell a few friends about it. They'll tell me, dude, like, what are you doing, man? Like, why are you putting yourself through that? You keep forgiving her, and she says she's not going to do that again, but you're constantly forgiving her. You're giving her too many chances.
So you were going through this for a little while.
2 years.
Oh, the entire time you were experiencing this?
Like, I mean, not in the beginning, because in the beginning it's always a honeymoon phase,
Right.
the honeymoon stage of a relationship.
Everything is good.
Yeah, but
usually,
yeah. But then just time started progressing, and yeah, I got to see that side of her, and I mean, like, look, I get it. Sometimes when you drink, people become they turn someone not, But the thing is, like, I'm not saying it's okay. But it's like, it happens like once or twice. Then it's like, you let it slide. Like I told you, I'm talking in a span of 2 years.
Man. And that was the entire relationship, 2 years?
Yeah, that's how long it lasted. Yeah, 2 years.
Also, so that was occurring from beginning, middle to end?
More like middle to the end. Because the beginning, everything was
right,
fine.
The beginning was okay.
Everything was cool, yeah. And then one time, she calls me over the phone and demanding to know where I'm at, and I told her like I'm home, I remember, and like I mean, it was the night of her birthday. She had been so it's like her birthday had already passed, so it's like to the next night. So she had already been gone out and drinking, and
so it was already in the middle of the night. It was in the middle of the night.
Yeah, middle of the night. I had just got off my shift from Olive Garden. I was tired. I just wanted to relax and rest up after a long day.
Right.
Calls me up, starts talking all this shit over the phone, and just saying these things to me. And then,
she's drunk saying this.
And I told her, last thing I told her was, I'm going to hang up right now because you're really pissing me off. Do not call me back. If you call me back, we're going to have a big problem.
Wow.
I hung up. Not even 10 seconds later, what does she do? She calls me back, and then... I apologize for anybody listening to this, but this is what happened. I went to the balcony of my room, and I told her, what the fuck? I told you not to fucking call me back. You're drunk. You're insulting me again. You're doing this shit. I forgive you for doing the same shit for 2 fucking years. And you're a fucking psycho-ass bitch. That's what you fucking are. So you know what? I'm done with you. We're through. I'm done.
Oh my gosh!
And trust me, I don't get I'm not like that. I'm a
right. You're not. I know.
I'm a patient man.
I like to believe that you are, and I know you are, and I can give an example, and I will a little bit later. But to continue on this,
and of course she asked me to forgive her.
So from what you were saying, she was already calling you and communicating to you in this way for a long time, and this was the final one that you were
final straw
dealing. Okay.
And like when she was
So
doing
what made this the final one, and why were you putting up with this for such a long time?
Because I was thinking that she said she'll change about that. Okay, like I'll believe her, give her a chance. And okay, like I forgave her. She said she won't do it again. Okay.
And I just asked to ask, not because I'm saying like
I'm a very forgiving person too, but
yeah,
I started realizing that, man, like I was miserable, and I was giving her too many chances, and she was taking advantage of that.
It sounds like it for sure.
Like she was taking advantage of my forgiveness and my patience, and and then that's.
Did she have an alcohol problem?
No, not honestly. She didn't, but just like.
Is she just not like you or appreciate you? Doesn't make sense.
I'm sure she did.
What the heck? It doesn't make sense.
But just too much.
I'm sorry you had to go through that, bro.
It sucked. It was not for my first serious relationship. It wasn't the best way to end it, but that's how you learn.
That was your first serious relationship. You said, okay,
and that's how that's how I stuck up for myself. I remember telling I'll be honest with you. I remember telling Kevin Alvarez this story. He was pretty surprised. He couldn't believe that. I mean, okay, I know, like, when I broke up with her, I cursed and said a lot of bad words, Right. But he was shocked that, like, I actually, like, ended things with her. Because I would tell him about certain incidents.
Right.
He'd be one of the ones to tell me, like, dude, just fucking, like, what are you doing to yourself? Like, leave her, man. Like, you're going to make yourself miserable. And I knew he was right. I knew other people were right that they'll tell me that, but I just didn't listen. And then finally, I just had enough. And I mean, yes, I ended things like that, but in a way, I had to stick up for myself because,
Can you speak on that, just like moment where you had said, you knew you were right and you still went on with it? Can you talk more about that? Like, because I know for a fact, like from my experience, many people go through that moment, right? Where they feel something is right, but they still refuse to believe it and they stick to it, right? I've experienced that too. So just being that we're talking about that right now, can you talk a little bit more on that?
It's because...
If you're okay with it.
Like, I'm not going to say that she was a horrible, terrible person. Like, not at all, okay? But I always like to see, like, the good in people, And I know there's a good person in all of us, And maybe you might call it being too kind or too nice, but I wanted to give her like chances to, to fix that certain issue because it was affecting our relationship,
Right.
And like the issues that she was going through, I mean, I couldn't relate. I could only imagine. Like, couldn't relate. All I could do was do my best as a boyfriend, to be there for her whenever she needed it. Now, by being there for her, didn't mean that. If she were to like start drinking and get verbally abusive, I'm there for your punching bag. I'm there to be your punching bag. Not literally, but like, verbally for her to say all these mean things to me. Then maybe that's how she took it. I would hope not, but like I said, I just wanted to give her. I did give her one too many chances to, try and,
express herself.
But not in that manner.
Of course not. That way, but that's how it came.
Any sane person would tell you, like, no, nobody wants to go through that.
Like, you wanted to help her in some way.
Definitely.
And you thought you probably were helping her until it started becoming a little too personal and insulting and just wrong.
I mean, when a woman calls you a pussy with no balls, that's when you start to try and draw the line, and
that's when you're just supposed to rock bottom her on the spot. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man. No, I'm just kidding.
Rock bottom. That's a good move.
Like, I'm just saying a joke, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no. But no, it's just metaphorically speaking, meaning like end things right there, and because I could. I mean, who knows? Like, who knows what could have happened, right? If I had ended things earlier, but I went through that phase and learned from it, so it won't happen again.
Right.
In a way, too, it's like I was miserable. I wasn't really loving myself because I was miserable. I've put all my effort and energy trying help her, which wasn't a bad thing, but it wasn't working out.
It's like you were showing her the love that you needed to show yourself.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah. And so, have you been able to spend more time with yourself and kind of you said that you really wanted to work on yourself or talking about that right now that you're not with her anymore, have you been able to shift that attention to yourself and that way, in a healthy way?
Yeah, like years later, like, yeah, of course. I mean, there have been some few bumps in the road in between then and now. But like now, especially since I don't have a morning afternoon job anymore, I have that time free. And, I've been using to, little things like, honestly, cleaning up my room, organizing my stuff in my room,
And that's important.
Yeah, wash my car,
Right.
Take my dog for a walk,
What kind of dog do you have?
Labrador.
Oh, the same dog?
Different one.
Oh.
They look the same though. From what you remember,
okay.
they look the same, but it's a different one.
That's cool. But you got another Labrador.
Yeah.
You didn't want to get a different breed? You stuck to the Labrador?
He was given to us
Oh, that's cool.
by my aunt and my cousin, my dad's side, but he was 2.5 and he was given to us. So he was
Nice.
already
2.5 years old, he was already adult.
Yeah.
Or
a big dog.
2.5, that's considered adult, right? Or I read something the other day and I was like, damn, that's still considered a puppy?
Or maybe,
but I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't think so, but he was already big though.
Pretty big, right?
Yeah.
If you had the chance to get another breed, what would you have gotten?
Okay, so I like big dogs, right?
Yeah.
I like big dogs. I would have got
like let me guess, Saint Bernard.
Oh, okay. Now, those are cool dogs, but I wouldn't because they have a very short life expectancy.
I know, that's sad, huh?
So that's why I wouldn't. I would have gotten a German Shepherd.
Ooh.
German Shepherd.
I see the resemblance with Labradors, body, like, fur, like.
Yeah.
They're both really good. They remind me of, like, the same, very smart, big dogs. Mm-hmm. German Shepherds are a little more aggressive.
Yeah.
Are Labradors aggressive, too?
They can be. Depends how you train them.
Oh, okay. They always look like very gentle, like, family-friendly dogs.
Labradors, definitely, yeah. Or Golden Retrievers, too. Golden Retrievers, too. But yeah, man, like, and soon, I have a big park in front of my house. I'm going to start utilizing it to work. Well, run around. I used to run around that big park, do a couple of laps.
Vista Verde?
Vista Verde, yeah.
Hey.
I used to run around there, and as of late, I bought some running shoes and got to put them to use now. And I don't know, I mean, I'm not so out of shape, but my stamina is definitely pretty bad.
Man, one day at a time.
Yeah, plus I'm going to hit 30 pretty soon, and everybody tells me, your body's going to change once you hit 30.
I hit 30. I feel great. Let me tell you that much. No.
That's
Start screaming right now.
But, yeah, man, like, I mean, like, it's not selfish to show, to love yourself, to
absolutely not. No,
it's not because, like,
and it's good that go ahead. I want to let you finish that point.
I would say, like, it's not selfish. You're just doing what you're doing to make you happy because, look, like what I've been told too, and it's not just doesn't apply to being in a relationship, but it could apply to your friendships or how you're with a family. If you're not happy with yourself, if you don't care and love yourself or happy with yourself, then you're just gonna bring like negative energy to those around you.
Right. That's a good point.
And I definitely don't want to do that. I don't ever want to do that.
Negative energy. What does that mean?
Like, if you're always like grouchy or angry, I mean, again, people could be, you could be sad, but like you're just gonna, like you could turn to like a big grouch. And I know a few of those people.
Because there are some people who are like that to the bone, right? Like that's just who they are, and at first you feel like, oh, that's not who they are. They're just having a bad day.
Yeah.
And then you start being around those people for multiple occasions, and you're like, oh, dang, is that really how they are?
Yeah.
And then they end up really being that way.
See,
or at least that mindset, right?
I don't want to be like that.
Yeah, that's what negative energy and toxicity, I can't even pronounce the word, but yeah, that's not healthy to be around.
Yeah, and also like in the future, if I were to find a woman to be with in the future, but there's one thing that I've learned is that, you can't be happy with someone unless you're happy with yourself.
Exactly.
Now,
you got to love yourself first, right?
Yeah. Now, as of right here, right now that we're sitting, Like, I'm doing good. Like, I was
Good.
disappointed that I got fired from Olive in the way I did.
Fuck Olive, bro.
But yeah, no, like, that's like weeks ago. Like, I'm already, like, everybody's told me, like, told me in a way, told me, like, pretty much like, fuck Olive.
Right,
But
like,
I deserve, like,
Olive needs you. You don't need Olive.
There you go. You see, that's not me being cocky, but
No,
like,
but that's
hey,
the truth, though.
It's their loss,
Yeah,
not mine.
exactly. Yeah.
So try to take it in light. Like, use like my mornings, afternoons to do something productive.
Nice.
So that's
any like special. What are your hobbies? What do you enjoy doing just for fun when you're not working?
I'm not working. Every now and then. Well, actually, no. More as of late. I'll play my PlayStation.
Oh, nice.
I'll take
PS5, PS4, PS3, PS2, PS1.
I'm still on PS4. I'm waiting for the PS5 to restock and get a little more affordable.
I gotta get on my PS5. I haven't played it enough, as much as I should, but I mean, I played it a lot already, just with school and work and everything.
Yeah.
But it's awesome.
No, it is.
Gotta get it.
Especially for sports games. I need to get a more updated version of MLB The Show.
Oh my god. I had Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? They don't have MLB The Show for Xbox.
Yeah, no,
I didn't know that, bro.
PlayStation exclusive.
Like I didn't know that before I got the Xbox. I probably should have, but I wasn't, or I'm not as big as a gamer as I was in the past. So I wasn't keeping track with the exclusives,
mm-hmm.
right? Until I got the Xbox and I'm looking for MLB, like, oh yeah, let me get, because I know right away I'm thinking, oh, every PlayStation game is on Xbox. So at the time, my friend Anthony Barragon, you know Bear, this fool. So for the record, the only reason why I got the Xbox One was because of that fool. All right, I'm a PlayStation person, and the only reason I got it. This fool texts me, hey, bro, get the Xbox One, bro. Come on, we can play Madden online, bro. And, guess what? Me being a good friend, just, all right, cool, I'm down. Get the Xbox One, brand new, buy a Madden, get the online code or whatever. Hop online, whoop this fool's ass like 5 times in a row. And then I'm like, what, bro?
No. You
that's why you wanted me to get this?
You laid the smack down his candy
I laid the smacker down.
There you go.
On his candy. Exactly. And so after that, I kid you not, after that I started thinking, should I just gotten a PlayStation? Because then I found out they didn't have MLB The Show.
Yeah.
And I was very disappointed because I liked I'm a big baseball fan. I like a lot of sports. But MLB The Show was a great game. Mm-hmm. It is a great game. So I was looking forward to playing it. Wasn't available. And I was pissed.
Not even...
Shout out to Anthony Barragon for that.
And it's not like they make, it was MVP Baseball or even...
Oh, man, remember that?
Or MLB 2K, it's just...
MVP Baseball was sick.
And it's just all...
That was on 64?
No, it was on PS2.
What was 64? There was one that was really good.
All-Star Baseball, I believe.
There was a good one on 64.
Yeah, MLB The Show is all PlayStation exclusive. Me, I'm a PlayStation guy, at least for this generation.
Right.
I've had an N64, then I had a PS2, now I have a PS4. But MLB The Show, man, those are difficult games to play. I mean, it takes practice, but I mean like a lot of practice.
Definitely.
I think MLB The Show is more difficult than Madden or NBA Live.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you play with the control settings all manual, like you control everything, because I know in baseball you can allow I don't know if it's still the case now, but there's certain settings where you can allow the fielders to do all the field work. Oh, like, you know what I mean? Like automatically throw or automatically run, the base runners, right? Like there's certain functions like that.
Yeah. No, me personally, I'm all hands on. I'm gonna control everything. That's how you get better.
Exactly. That's how you get better. I love that quote. That's how you get better. You're right. You gotta figure it out, and if you don't know, then figure it out.
Yeah, you just figure out somewhere to practice. Practice makes perfect.
I also, and to transition, I think we're already talking about this, but so something you do. I ask you something you do regularly. Excuse me, a practice or a habit that is challenging but totally worth it. And you had said, as for a daily challenge, besides working 2 jobs at the time, right? Mm-hmm. It's trying to learn and tell myself that I'll be okay to love and care for myself. And we just talked a little bit about that.
Yeah. It's important, especially mentally, like physically. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I'm gonna start working out, become a bodybuilder, and go to bodybuilding or fitness contests or whatever. Like,
Right.
no, I'm gonna start working out. Yeah, I'll run around the park in front of my house, lose a little bit of my gut and whatnot, but just to keep keep my energy up and whatnot. But letting myself, like, even things like listen, little things, even from things that you eat,
Right.
for the things that
All
you
those little things.
Yeah.
All little things.
especially because we're not getting younger, man.
Yeah, especially like the amount of hours you sleep, right? Like the time
exactly.
you sleep, the time you wake up,
Yes.
what you do within that time, right? What you read, what you listen to, what you eat, and also what you listen to as far as the people you surround yourself with, the environment you put yourself in. All those things matter.
Yeah,
right. And you start realizing that as you get older, because you start seeing shit like these changes and all kinds of things going on.
Like I know something's up with me if I'm driving and Linkin Park comes up and I skip it. That's why I know something's wrong with me.
Why would you skip it?
Because like sometimes when you're feeling down, like you want to listen to like all the sad music,
right?
Instead of Linkin Park does have some sad songs, but they do have like some catchy, heavy songs,
Definitely.
But it's Linkin Park, so it's like I'll listen to any Linkin Park, but yeah, that's why I know that something is wrong with me, or if I don't want to. Or if I don't care much about the Dodgers playing on TV, like I know I can put it on, but I don't do so. That's why something's wrong. So, but no, like I try to like every day do things that I love. Like I said, whether it be like playing some PlayStation. I've been doing that lately.
Playing more PlayStation.
Yeah, just like
That's good. That's a good form of self-care.
Exactly.
Right. You talk about like loving yourself and practicing self-care. That is self-care.
And everybody has their hobbies or things that they want to do. Like some people like to go hiking,
Oh yeah. That's
hiking
awesome.
on the scenic routes.
Speaking of hiking, man, I love being outdoors, and I think hiking has always been something that I've enjoyed, and just kind of being out and about and that camping, hiking, that environment. And so when I got injured in 2009, I didn't really kind of expose myself to accessible hiking trails. Obviously, you think of that, it's not necessarily accessible for wheelchairs if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Just because obviously for the obvious reasons. There are some accessible trails, but anyways, the point I was making was, man, like hiking is pretty fun. And
Can be, yeah.
to not be able to have those trails, there needs to be more accessible trails is what I'm saying.
Definitely.
And
I agree too. It should be accessible to anybody.
Yeah. The same thing with like parks. I visit, I was going to say schools. I visit parks, and a lot of them have, or some of them have accessible workout equipment at parks. Whereas Norwalk, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe Vista Verde has some, but there's like workout equipment at the park.
I thought you see. I mean, they have a jungle gym, they have a handball wall, they have a basketball court.
I'm talking actual like workout equipment, like you would know it's a workout.
Yeah, no, I don't believe they have those. No.
Wow.
I've never seen those on there.
So see, that's what Norwalk is missing for sure.
Unless I'm blind to it, but no, I haven't seen those.
Yeah. So yeah, we're a little behind on that. Shout out to the city of Norwalk. So I talk a little bit about what other ways that you're practicing self-care right now.
Always I'm practicing self-care.
You mentioned video games, working out a little bit. You even talked about what you eat, what you listen to.
Also, like some reading. If I can just sit down, like and chill for a cool amount and read. Like, I still have to finish Scar Tissue by Anthony Kiedis, the lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Right, you were mentioning that earlier.
Yeah, I have to finish that.
That's what you're currently reading right now.
Yeah, or and this is kind of silly, but I'll watch some episodes of some of my favorite comedy shows. Like I'll watch the episodes of It's Always
The Office,
like some of The Office.
Oh my god!
Or It's Always Sunny.
The Office.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Or
never seen it.
Parks. Oh, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Look, if you're not sensitive to crude humor, then by all means watch it. Okay, because some of the shit those guys do on there, it's outrageous, but I love it. I find it hilarious.
That's how I feel about The Office.
Yeah. Also, Parks and Recreation.
That's a good one.
And The Simpsons. I mean,
who
doesn't love The Simpsons?
Man, how they're still going? Like, how many seasons?
Over 30. I think over 30 seasons.
Yeah, that's a lot of episodes.
But I'll watch those, and because they enlighten me. They give me a good laugh that I need.
They really bring that joy.
Yeah, and
nice.
It brings me joy, puts me in high spirit,
sets you in that good mood.
And especially
favorite character
from The Office.
Office, The Simpsons, and Parks and Rec.
Okay, The Office. Okay, who doesn't love Michael Scott? That's a given.
Yeah. All right. Top 3 in The Office.
Okay, top 3 in The Office. What's it called? There's Dwight.
Dwight. Love Dwight.
Jim.
Without Dwight, Jim.
And of course, Michael.
Michael Scott. I don't even know if that's in order, but they're like all tied for number 1. It's I would probably put Michael Scott, Michael Scott, yeah. Dwight Schrute, and then Jim.
Oh, okay.
At the end. That would be my 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, okay.
Michael at the top.
Yeah. No, Michael. Oh God, stuff that he says.
Dude, like without Michael, it would be. You see, when the new boss comes in, it's different. Yeah. It's still good, but it's different. Totally different.
I mean, at least after Michael left, I mean, Dwight was still on there.
Right, and it was still. That's why it was still good.
Yeah.
But obviously, Michael was missing, and you can tell. Mm-hmm. But with everyone else, it's still balanced. Dwight is freaking hilarious. Oh my God! If without him, The Office would be dead. Yeah. Think about Michael there as the manager, but Dwight not in the office. It would be awkward.
Not just that, like you have Jim there because Jim is always pranking.
Right, with Dwight. Exactly. Jim needs Dwight.
Yeah.
Without Dwight exactly. Without them, it's kind of like you kind of think about, okay, well, where's the attention going to go to? You might get bored for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people, but they're all like quick little, scenes like Kelly and Ryan, like little quick skits, you know. Toby, quick skits with Michael.
Poor Toby.
And then the accounting section,
Kevin,
very quick
Oscar,
skits with each other and also with Michael. Mm-hmm. When Michael does announcements and Oscar corrects him. Oh my! What about that debate they had against China? Like, who knows more about China?
I think China.
Hilarious.
That was the population China, right? Or the population New York?
Yeah.
One or the other, but then Oscar was wrong and Michael was right.
And he corrected him.
I think Kevin was like, yeah, suck it, Oscar.
And then everybody was like, whoa, did Michael just outsmart Oscar? And then they all looked it up and he did, and that was hilarious.
That was hilarious. There's one too many Michael Scott moments we can go through. We were definitely we'd be talking to Sunrise about Michael Scott, but no, definitely. Yeah, he's a quotable.
He's one actor that I would love to meet. That's for sure.
Steve Carell, definitely.
Steve Carell, like just creative genius. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate and admire his work for sure. I really wanted to talk about American Heritage, 8th grade.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Can you first of all, American Heritage, and I'm sure a lot of people have gone on a trip similar to the American Heritage. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's called that everywhere, but in 8th grade, right?
Yeah.
You go to a trip with classmates at your school. We went to New York, Washington, D.C., Virginia, and a few other places.
Philadelphia and Baltimore.
We
went to a baseball game.
Orioles game right next to the Baltimore Ravens Stadium at the time.
Exactly, yeah.
I remember that. That was pretty awesome. So we went on this trip in the 8th grade with some classmates of ours.
Yeah.
It was about a week, 2 weeks, something like that.
10 days.
Okay, which was awesome. Very fun trip.
Oh, it's
one of the best trips of our lives. I think I can say.
Most definitely.
For the both of us, and would love to go back with a few of us who were all kind of clicked during that trip. I think that would be really, really cool. And if anybody is listening to this, who did go on the trip, let's make a trip back and
I'd be down
do
for
it.
that.
That would be so
save up for
dope.
it. And then
plan
now that
it
we're
out.
also adults now, we don't need no chaperones.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly why we need to make another trip, you know?
Yeah.
Like do a part 2.
That'd be
so
great.
Anyway, there's so many things that happen within that trip. Can you do the honors and just kind of pointing one out to start?
I think you and I already both know. Kevin Alvarez, we love you, man. Sorry to bring it up. But there was a moment when we were visiting, I believe it was George Washington's plantation. We got the tour
The
inside.
plantation. Oh.
And then we were in the backyard, and I mean, they must not believe in fences back in the day.
They were, because there was no fence. There was not
rope.
a fence, yeah.
Rope. And at one point, there's I forgot the name of the land of the bay of water that's behind the plantation, but that area of water was there. Right in the backyard.
Oh
Kevin was, I don't know what he was thinking, but I mean, he innocent, just wanted to lean on something.
And he was talking to someone, I think, at the time.
He was leaning on the rope.
Leaning on the rope, which was not fully secured.
It sure was not, because next thing you know, the poor bastard is falling into the water.
So from my perspective, on this situation that Matthew is introducing, so as Matthew's describing this, I'm across from Kevin looking directly at his face so I can see him.
Yeah.
The front of him. And Kevin is talking to someone, I don't remember who. And I'm talking to someone, and I'm not paying attention to the person who's talking to me because I'm paying attention to Kevin. And I see this situation that could come about prior to it happening. And so I'm not paying attention to what's happening outside of that. And then right away I'm thinking, okay, the one thing Kevin does not need to do right now is attempt to sit on this rope that's behind him, because there's this body of water behind him.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he knows it because he's not acting like he's aware of that. And guess what happens? He attempts to sit on this rope that's like very loose, and he does a backflip into the water.
So from Miguel's perspective, in a blink of an eye, it's like he was gone.
Oh my goodness. The blink of an eye, right when I seen him going down, I sprinted to him as fast as I can and pulled him out.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. But man, thankfully it wasn't like a deep body of the water.
Yeah, it was not deep.
It wasn't,
not
still,
deep,
I mean,
goodness.
Who wouldn't be scared?
There was a log and a lot of branches in the water.
Yeah, man, poor guy. Man.
Luckily, I had an extra sweater so I can give him a shout out to Kev.
Yeah, we love you, Kevin.
We love you, man. I care about you, bro. I like how you say his full name, too.
Just specify. Wait, he has
specify to everyone listening.
No, well, if you give me
who
a
this
shout
man is.
If you give me a shout out,
The only shout out that is given with the full name. That's crazy.
Oh, I said Anna Renteria earlier.
Oh, you did. You're right.
Oh, she has a middle name too. Oh,
it's okay. Don't worry about her middle. It's okay.
But yeah, Kevin.
But that was one.
It was a fun trip, regardless.
Oh yeah, that was just one experience of all of the whole trip.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few other things that were cool, like when we went to the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, unforgettable.
Talk about that.
Okay, so we were there, and we were in our group, and then as we're walking around, little things that we noticed, that it wasn't like big arts of it, like big arts of graffiti, but there were some markings on there with marker that said so and so was here, this person was here, fulano was here, whatever. And you, Miguel, along with including Kevin and Sean and a few other people, wanted to be like, hey, let's make our mark, let people know that we were here.
First of all, there was already marks there.
Yeah, they were there to begin with already. Like, they were from previous tourist visitors.
You can clearly see that people from years ago written all over this.
Yes.
What was it? Was it on the dock? Or I don't know.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, so what happened, like, well, we'll explain after, but
right.
You guys went off and wrote your part, whatever part, but it was not on the Statue of Liberty itself.
Right.
Make that clear. It wasn't
because
on
it was
the statue
labeled
itself.
like it was.
Yes.
And it was nowhere near the Statue of Liberty.
And I'm not gonna lie. At one point, I was thinking to myself, "Man, these assholes didn't invite me to go."
You were
I want
jealous.
my name on there, but in the end, I was kind of glad I
you were
did
like,
it because
oh shit, thank God.
I just see our one of our chaperones, Mr. Brown. He calls for Mr. Roper. He's like, "Mark,
I
get over
remember
here
that.
and check this out." Mr. Roper goes over, comes back. He's like, "Idiots, absolute idiots."
Oh my God.
And
And then I remember what was interesting about that for me, from what I remember, I think it was after that. I don't think it was before, but when we finally got called on about what happened, or someone, no, not even that. Someone said that while we were doing it, one of the teachers watched us do it to wait until we finished. And
Really?
then called over, and I think it was Mr. Brown
Oh.
who seen us doing it and waited, and then called over Mark or Roper.
oh, okay. I did not know that.
So
honestly.
I don't know. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but that someone said that they seen him watching us,
Oh, I did
which is
not know
messed
that
up.
part.
But whatever.
When you guys' punishment was that
Man.
that night we were supposed to on Broadway go watch the Lion King play, but you, Kevin,
few
and
of
Sean.
us,
Well,
yeah.
because we were rooming, the four of us. You
Oh,
guys
that was
stayed
cool.
behind. I mean, honestly,
That was
I
a
mean,
great experience, by the way. Like, and I'll add to that a little after you're finishing telling that story. But I thought we had a good roommates.
Oh yeah. We had a good selection of roommates.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
no doubt. Like to this day, I would pick you guys again to room with. Like if we were to go
Right.
as a group again,
That would be cool.
definitely. Yeah, I mean, those that didn't get in trouble got to go watch the Lion King play on Broadway. You guys, I think, just sit behind playing cards or
We were in the room the whole
yeah,
time.
that's what I'm saying. So that's all you could do.
We didn't do nothing.
I know. I remember. I think you did bring a deck of cards, right?
Yeah,
But,
I
like-
don't think we were able to go in each other's room though.
Oh no.
They kept us in our own room, like by ourselves.
Yeah.
I forgot I had. Who was I with? Was I with anyone?
Like girlfriend wise?
No, in the room.
Oh, Monica. I mean, not Monica. Sorry, Sean and Kevin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because
yeah.
like the four of us roomed
Oh,
together.
yeah,
I was
true.
the only
Yeah, you're
one
right.
that
You're the only
I
one
didn't
who
get in
didn't.
trouble.
You're
You
right.
know,
Yeah, you're right.
And that's why I said like at the end turned okay because like at first that's why I was like, man, you assholes didn't invite me to go write my name on
Oh,
there.
that's right.
And
That's
then-
right. For the
but,
record, the Lion King play was good.
Yeah,
I wanted to go to Broadway, and I didn't. So that was a bummer for me, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those experiences, you know, and to go to Broadway, watch a play,
Yeah,
or go
New
to Times
York,
Square.
right?
We took a picture in front of Times Square too.
I seen that, and we weren't in it.
I know. I could.
I couldn't believe it at the time. I still wish it would. I mean, it would have been an awesome experience. But
Yeah, definitely.
Fuck. But it's cool. Last time I went to New York, didn't get to go. Dang, I didn't get to revisit the dock. Now that I think about it, but for sure it's covered by now.
Yeah.
But man, so many experiences during that trip, right? Mm-hmm. God, what else was cool about that trip? The Philly cheesesteaks.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
I remember.
Oh my god.
You know what I remember specifically too?
What?
I ate my sandwich and my fries.
Didn't we get seconds?
No, we didn't. I got seconds because you could have finished yours.
Oh.
So you gave me the rest of yours, some fries. So it's like I had a sandwich and a half. This is like, I mean, I'm pretty sure maybe I could, actually, no, nowadays, I don't think I could eat like that. I could still eat a lot, but I'm still growing at 13.
Dude, I went
eat
with
so much.
So when my trip back to New York, which was December before the pandemic hit.
Okay.
So the year before, 2019, went to New York. Went to a Giants game. Went back to the same cheesecake stand in Philly.
Okay.
And got another cheesesteak.
You did?
Yeah.
It was good,
And
huh?
then bomb. It was awesome, dude. It was reminiscing on everything when we visited that one time, and it looked identical to it. So I thought that was really cool. I also thought it was cool that I got to really appreciate everything around it and just, kind of travel and explore. That was a great experience. And then we also went to the Rocky Steps.
Okay.
So revisited that. Remember that?
Yeah, we went there. Yeah,
That was cool too.
I remember Kevin had me take pictures of him. He was running up the steps. I was behind him. I'm not the best at taking pictures. I'm not gonna lie. So I mean, I don't know if he saw those pictures to this day, but he's running up the stairs. I remember he's wearing this red hoodie and some blue jeans, and he's just like running up the steps. I'm like falling behind him.
Funny.
I'm trying to take pictures of him at the same time. My dumbass is trying to not trip on a step because that would have been really bad.
You're a great friend, Matt. You're a great friend, bro.
I appreciate that, man. I try. Yeah, I try to. Even as a little favor, like taking pictures if he was right at the stairs.
Yeah.
I try.
If that's not the definition of a good friend, then I don't know what is. But that trip, what else was good? The Baltimore Orioles game.
Yeah, the Camden Yards. I mean, that stadium was
Really
was
nice, huh?
Really nice.
It kind of reminded me of AT&T at the time.
Yeah, because
in a sense, because the outfield was very brick-like, open in a sense, and then everything else was covered. But the architecture of it reminded me of San Francisco.
That's what reminded me of Wrigley Field because I believe left field at Wrigley, there's like some apartments, and then in right field, Camden Yards. Now it looks like apartments or some sort of establishment, but it's like very close to the stadium, not that far. I always found
it's like a part of the stadium almost.
Like imagine you just look out your window, you could be watching a baseball game.
Dude. I always think about that when I go to San Diego to Petco.
They have a nice stadium.
I love their stadium. Probably my favorite one right now. I mean, I can't think of every single one, but of the ones I've gone to, I would say Petco.
I have yet to go to Petco Park, to be honest.
Really?
I want to go to Petco Park.
Dude, go.
Plus, I know they have a good craft beer selection.
Oh, they have a great everything.
Yeah, the food is like pretty good, pretty high up in there.
The seats are, I don't know if there's a bad seat in the house, but I've sat in different areas of the field, and they're all great seats, great experience.
They're affordable,
and it's in downtown San Diego, so
yeah.
So you can leave the stadium and literally walk into a bar in downtown. So it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Another thing I want to do in lifetime is it'll be difficult, but to go to every baseball stadium.
Oh man, that's still on my list, and I'm checking them off little by little. But I still have many more to
same here.
to visit. What about you? Which ones have you gone to?
Dodger Stadium, Angel Stadium, and Camden Yards.
Really?
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Not even San Francisco?
No, not even.
Bro, let's go.
I love baseball, but
all right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go.
Okay.
I don't care what you say.
We're rocking Dodger blue
all
matter
day.
what.
We're gonna travel for sure. I'm down for that.
Hell yeah.
All right, rapid fire questions. You ready for this?
Let's do this.
All right. Before we go into rapid fire questions, where can people connect with you online? Where can people, if they want to link up, how can people do that?
All I have is my Instagram. Really, that's what I'm most active on.
It's better than better than nothing.
It's Matty Ice 91, but
Matty Ice 91 on the IG.
but the way it's spelled is, it's all lowercase MATTY _.
Gotta add that in there, right?
IC, 4 E's after that.
4 E's, not 3, okay?
At 91.
91.
Yeah.
Let me guess, the 91, you were born in 91.
Of course, yeah. Most generic number.
There we go. All right, y'all. Matty _Ice 91.
Yeah.
You have it there. Go follow Matthew on Instagram right now. All right, rapid fire questions. You ready?
Let's do this.
So basically, I'm going to ask you a few questions. First answer a thought that comes to mind. Just spit it out, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. What was your first job?
Santa Claus set at Cerritos Mall.
What was that?
I was a helper at the Santa Claus set at Cerritos Mall.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that?
From November to December of 2009. It was like right before I started working at Olive Garden.
You were an elf?
Everybody has asked. If I got $1 for a person to ask me that, I would have been rich. Sure, just not. I mean, obviously, I'm taller than an elf. I don't have the elf features, but picture me as an elf minus the elf features.
Okay, got it. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. Favorite movie that you love?
Heat.
Heat?
Yeah, starring Al Pacino, Robert De Niro.
Okay, it sounds very familiar. I may have to revisit that one. A concert you would never forget.
The first time I saw Linkin Park, the very, very first time.
Oh, you got to saw Linkin Park?
Yeah.
Where was this?
It was February 2011 at the Staples Center.
What album songs did they perform?
They performed all the classics. In the End, Crawling, Somewhere Belong. They
Are you serious?
One Step Closer, yeah.
Wow.
Faint is a classic one. What I've Done, Bleed It Out, Given Up.
Dang, they performed all the hit songs. That is awesome. What year?
This was back in 2011.
2011, okay.
Yeah.
When you're not working, how do you like to spend your time?
I like spending my time out and about when I can. Well, pre-COVID, a little easier.
Course, right.
A little easier. My go-to spot would be the Redondo Beach Pier. I absolutely love that place.
Redondo Beach Pier?
Yes.
Okay, down the 105?
Yeah, 105, take the 405, exit Hawthorne, and make your way through there. It's not that hard to find.
Is there a reason why that pier in particular?
Because they feel... I like this other show called The OC. And when we were in middle school, high school, I would watch it. And whenever they would shoot scenes, like it looked like at a beach, at a pier, or at a diner area, it was at the Redondo Beach Pier. So
okay.
It's a connection because I love that show. You know, I get to like walk around and hang out where they filmed it.
Exactly. Yeah. I like that. I like that vibe too. It reminds me of why I like to go to Universal Studios because you get to like explore the certain sets of films. Yeah. I really like that. I think that's really cool. So I totally get it. What job would you be absolutely terrible at?
A lawyer.
A lawyer?
Yeah.
Why lawyer?
Because I'm a shitty debater. Like when it comes to debates, I would lose your case and you would go to prison for life if I was your lawyer.
Oh my God. Okay, so definitely let's not hire Matt as our lawyer, all right?
Nope.
Just a heads up. Tell me one thing you are grateful for.
I am grateful for, it may sound cheesy, but I'm grateful for my friends and family that I have around me.
Friends and family?
Yeah.
Nice.
That I have around me. Like I do have like, a close core of friends that, I constantly talk to.
Right.
I've been keeping in touch with you as of late, which has been great reconnecting with you.
Yeah, super cool.
And because through whatever I've gone through in life, if it wasn't for them, only Lord knows where I'd be.
That's true, right?
What happened. So I'm still in one piece thanks to them. That's what I'm grateful for.
Thank goodness. And I'm really glad we were able to reconnect.
Yeah.
I feel like, there's a few people who, we may have spoken in some time, but at the same time, I feel like we're there in spirit in a sense, right? Because we have that bond, we have that friendship.
It's you don't forget,
that connection, exactly. At least that's how I feel about certain things.
No, I agree.
One piece of advice you would give your younger self, and we'll end at that.
What I would tell my younger self is to not settle for less.
Not settle for less. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Like, you're at school, don't just settle because you got a C in calculus. No, man, strive for that fucking A.
Right.
You're going to lose sleep over studying. At least you're losing sleep over studying for the final exam. Push yourself.
Yeah, no matter what situation it is, push yourself.
Yeah.
I like that.
Definitely.
That's a good one, Matt. Matt, I appreciate you being on the podcast, brother, man. It was great to have you. I feel like we can go on all day with just
I'm pretty sure we
so
can.
many different topics. So maybe in the future we'll have a part 2 of this.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to it, man.
I think that'll be awesome, brother. Thanks again. Have a good day, everyone. Good night. Peace.